I like this whole fence behind me. We're old friends. We're much like each other. We're a little bit older. Our paint ain't quite as good as it once was. Fact is, this one doesn't have any on it anymore. It's a little worn and tattered from the weather, and it's even got a few holes kicked in it from people that have been passing by. Well, just like it, the same thing has happened to me. That's why I like sitting by it. We have a lot in common. Now, that being said, what I wanted to chat with you today was that this morning, as I was having my morning ritual, coffee, I was thinking about what the term best interest standards are. Now, I'd read about it many years ago, and I knew what it was, but I wanted to be reminded of what the state of Colorado had to say. So I went ahead and got on the internet. And afterwards, I went ahead and read what other states said as well. Well, pretty much, they mirrored one another. The words might have been used differently, paragraphs switched around and everything else, but they all said the same thing. A child should be placed with a parent who can go ahead and provide them with safety, companionship, love, and also at the same time promote the same thing with the other parent. Unfortunately, all too often in our family courts, that doesn't happen. Now, in cases where things are highly charged and toxic, we each vie for the right to be in our child's life and have them with us. And it's up to the judge to decide who's right and who's wrong. Unfortunately, you get judges, some judges I should say, that, well, let's just say that they bring their own biases and prejudices into the equation. Heavy-handedness many times takes precedence. They don't want to hear actual evidence of what the other parent did. They don't want to hear about, what their ears are shut to. When that happens, they rule in the most erroneous of fashions. Bias, prejudice, whatever. Maybe they came into the courtroom that morning and on their way to work a dog pissed on their leg. And now they're mad at the whole world and they're going to take it out on whoever they come in contact with. But for whatever reason, judges do occasionally, and actually in family courts many times, make the wrong decisions in these cases. Now, for myself, I'm a strong advocate for, just like criminal courts, when we have juries to decide upon our guilt or innocence, I think the same thing should happen with family cases. I think a jury needs to be allowed to hear the merits of our case. They need to hear evidence. They need to hear testimony. They need to make the decision whether they believe one person or the other based upon what is placed before them. Now, a couple years ago, California was trying to enact something like that. I don't know where it went. It would have been wonderful to see it happen because maybe other states would have followed suit. We cannot allow singular court judges, singular family court judges at that, to decide our fate and that of our children. When that happens, God help us all, because our children are going to suffer in the end. We, the victim and targeted parent, are also going to suffer as well. And these judges, they will go home, they'll go ahead and have their family meal surrounded by their children, and they won't think another thought about us. Well, until then, all we can do is just hope and pray that we can create the awareness that's needed to change these things. I don't think it's right that these people can get away with what they do. They need to go back to school and understand, read and understand, I should say, what their state statutes state and that is best interest standards. Until then, we're going to have these jackass judges continuing to rule against us and our children. There will continue to be suffering in the world of families. Well, all we can do is do our best to make the best of a bad situation, create awareness, and hopefully change will follow. Until then, let's work together.